Hello, everyone. Hi there. We are here again. How is everyone feeling? You probably know by now, my name is Anja Žibert, and I'm a founder and CEO of a company called Free Spirit Human Capital. And every month we gather at this fair, at this event, and I can share with you some wisdom, how I see recruitment, how I see employment and job seeking. And today's topic is very interesting. I really, really like to talk about the power of asking questions at the job interview. So I'm gonna open my chat now because I haven't seen. Okay, if there will be any questions, you can, of course, you can ask, and we will focus on those questions. Otherwise, I will just, start with my own experiences because usually it's the best to just share my own experiences. And I had quite a lot of them in my past. So why do I think, not think, but what do I really know? What is the power of asking questions? Is because, like I always say, if you saw my previous videos, energy needs to be aligned. Energy needs to be aligned. And if you put yourself in this subordinate or submissive position, yeah, that you are in a position that you are being interrogated. So somebody, like, you are just sitting there and somebody is shooting questions at you and you're just answering. Well, that is not aligned energy. And it will never come to a agreement, that it will serve your higher purpose, because yeah, it's not going to work, because you will not get the whole picture, and you will not have the answers that you need to take a decision that you want to take. Okay, so when I'm talking to people who are preparing, like, because I also support people when they are preparing for job interviews. When I'm talking to them, it's like, first thing what they say to me is like, Anya, is it appropriate to ask questions? Like, I'm really afraid to ask questions. I was like, why? What are you afraid of? I mean, it's your right. For God's sake, you're gonna invest like 8 plus hours per day into this, venture or company or whatever. You're gonna give your time, you're gonna give your energy, you're gonna give your wisdom, like your knowledge. Yeah, and absolutely, you need to have all the answers, that you will know that you, like, the contribution that you will make, it will be okay, it will be good. Yeah, you don't want to throw your energy into a bucket or like a, black hole that you will not know what will happen with that energy. Because, and the thing is that it's always a transaction. It's always a transaction. So before you make this decision, before you take this step, it's really, really cool to be empowered. And what kind of questions do you want to ask? I mean, like, you probably want to ask a lot of questions, but people are like I said, they're hesitating, like they are afraid to do this, because it's like, what they will think about me, like what they will think of me if I will ask them how much the salary is. What will think about me, or of me, if I will ask what my boss is like? Yep, these are essential questions. So I really, really encourage you to ask. But first, yeah, first, when, I mean, it's usually like that. First, there's like, oh, okay, tell me a little bit about yourself, blah, blah, blah. And then they, tell you something. And then it's your turn, because either they will ask you, hey, do you have some questions for me? And you will say, yeah, I think I have all the information. No, do not say that, because you don't have all the information. And it's absolutely okay if you ask all the questions at the first meeting, first round of interview. Because if the answers will not be aligned with what you want, there's no need that there's another round of interview. Do you agree? Because it's a waste of time for you and for them as well. So, okay, let's see. What kind of question can you ask? Yeah, well, first of all, it's like, you probably would like to know, what are you gonna do? Yeah, how your job will look like. So if you read the job description in a job ad, that's like a little piece of everything that you will probably do. So the job description, sorry about the word, but it's bullshit. Usually it's bullshit, yeah? Because I'm like, I really saw that so many times. It's just like a formal description. Like, what do you, it's really, really cool if you ask, it's like, hey, can you tell me like how my day will look like? Or is there anyone already doing the job and he or she is going away? Or, you're gonna be empowering the team. So what is happening? Like, can I get in touch with this person, for example, who is doing this job so he or she can tell me, how this job look like, or how this day of a person who is doing this job will look like. And these are really, really powerful questions. So how is my job how will my day look like? Or how is the day of the person who is doing this job like? This is, for example, one question. So you get the picture, you get the story, and this is the most important thing. Okay, so you can feel it, you can see it, you can have a discussion about different situations, because this is the most powerful, this is the most important thing, that you see yourself in this position. If you don't see yourself in this position, then it's no use. Then it's a waste of time. Okay. So that can be one question. Then another one, yeah, about the team. For example, like, is it big team, or like who are you reporting to? Is it like only one level of report, or like your boss has another boss? So you will get the idea about the structure. So where are you? Like, are you here? If it's, for example, if it's a pyramid structure, or what is your role? Like, exactly in the structure, where will be your role? Because all this is completely clear to them, but they will not tell you unless you ask them. Okay. And this is really, really powerful if you create this connection, if you make this connection from the beginning. Because, first of all, when you will put focus on this kind of question, you will you will radiate the energy that you care, that you actually care, and you have an idea about the job, about the structure, and you can discuss about details, in next few rounds of interviews, if they will happen. Um, so yeah, like the day, yeah, like how does my day look like, and then the team, and for example, how many people are in the team, and of course, like what are the working hours? Like, is it expected of me that I will work like weekends, or late nights, or can I work from home as well? Is it like remote work is possible or not? Like, these are the questions. Everything that you would like to know, you can just ask. They can still say, hey, we cannot tell you this, or yeah, we haven't thought about that, or yeah, we're gonna discuss that in, like in next round of interviews. Yeah, that's also a legit answer, but you have to ask. Okay. So if anyone has, because I'm just, I'm talking out of my head. So if anyone wants to share some of their experiences, or if you have a question, just let me know and we'll go through them. So yeah, my questions, for example, like my from my own experiences, they were really powerful. Like, I really found that a lot when for example, when there was a situation about for example, working on field, because like in the past, I was also like a sales representative for certain companies, and I had to go around. Yeah, so I wasn't in the office all the time, but it was like, so what, like, what is expected of me? Okay, 8 hours. So I spent 2 hours, in the car, and then what? Like, what is effective work for you? Like, what are your expectations? Like, can I fulfill your expectations or not? And of course, also the payment. Yeah, I also ask, like, is there a bonus payment, or is there just a fixed like salary? Like, these are all the questions. If you want to know them, ask them. Okay. And about the values, I'm also talking a lot about the values. And I really encourage people to ask companies about the values. And there's another thing that I really would like to emphasize. So as you are growing, yeah, as a human being, as a person, and you are going through a lot of different challenges, and we are all personally and professionally growing. And when we are growing, our values also change. And that's a fact. That's a fact. There are, values, for example, like when like my son now is 9 years old, but when he was a little baby, yeah, my value was like free time with my son, like because I had to be with him and I had to give him like completely different support than, for example, today. And freedom, for example, today is freedom, yeah. And the values that like what is the most important thing for you? So you should communicate your values at the first meeting. And also, I mean, not a lot of people or companies actually realize that. But when the company is growing, yeah, like when you have a startup, they have, they should have completely different values than when they are, a big company. Because when you are growing, your focus changes, because you have different priorities. Okay. And the values of the company also needs to evolve. So if you will see a company that is actually that they know what is going on and they understand this how evolution of values, then it's really good sign, yeah, that they understand also the evolution of personal values. And you can also talk about that. I mean, you can ask questions about that. So yeah, what else? So we can focus on values, we can focus on teams, and also about relationships. I mean, like, what are the relationships in the team? Like, is there anything you need to know? Like, are there any challenges, that you could maybe, help to resolve? Or for example, yeah, what is the support like that they are offering, yeah, in terms of personal growth, in terms of professional growth, like do they have any trainings or anything like it? So the most important thing is that you are familiar what are their values, yeah, what are their goals, and how they see you, or how they want you to contribute your energy, your time, your knowledge to reach those goals in a long term or short term meaning. And yeah, I mean, like if you are talking about um for example, a place where you will work for the next, I don't know how many years, it's really, really, really important that you understand where are you gonna be spending time, yeah, and with what kind of people you will work. So I think we have one question. Let me just read this. So, what if I already accepted the offer and I did not ask some question, but I would love to know any advice how to do so? Yeah. Okay. You have already accepted the offer and you did not ask some question. What kind of questions? Can we, maybe like some questions, it's legit. Like you can ask them over LinkedIn, or over email. But if you would like to discuss, like if, there are some other issues that you are worried about, then you can call them, or you can just ask them at the beginning when you will start working, because you need to have information as soon as possible. I hope you agree with that, yeah. So if you can write maybe a few questions, and we can also go through that. But personal contact, it's always the best way. It's always the best way. And it's really, really cool if you are not like, yeah, I will always say energy alignment. Energy alignment. So don't go there as like, yeah, I want to know this and this and this and this and this and this and this. If you don't tell me that, then we're not gonna, yeah, we cannot collaborate. Yeah, this is not the right way. it's a it's a conversation. It's a two-way conversation. So it's not, you're not there to be interrogated, that they are shooting questions at you and you are just answering and you're like, oh my God, um, they need to like me, my world will end if they will not like me. I need to answer all these questions in a perfect way. No, that's also not the right energy. It's just like conversation between two friends. Or if you say like, if you think about it, yeah, before you go to first date, yeah, just imagine that you go on a first date or before somebody asks you on a first date, like you probably like you're thinking, okay, this guy or girl is really interesting. Okay, I know this and this about him. Like you probably want to know something about this person before you say yes. Okay, yeah, let's go. I don't know, for to dinner or for a movie or something like that, or somewhere in a private space. You would probably want to know something more about it than just a package. Yeah, it's like, oh my God, yeah, this guy or this girl is so hot. Yes, I'm gonna go. And then it's like, oh, just shoot me, please. So just think about that. It's your right. It's your right because it's always a collaboration. Yeah. um, okay, so where were we? We were talking about the team and also about the relationships in team. This is also really important. And about the goals. It's nothing wrong if you, for example, if you read an article about this company or something, or if you are following them on LinkedIn or Facebook or TikTok or whatever, any social media, and you saw some information. It's like, hey, I saw that like the project that you were promoting, this is really cool. Can you tell me a little bit more about it? Is there any way that I can get involved? Stuff like that. Because like HR people, yeah, they are busy, of course, and they will want to, keep it short. But still, like when somebody shows the passion and the energy, and it's like, oh my God, yeah, I really think, that we can work together. I really think that I can contribute my energy so you can reach even higher goals. That's perfect because they're looking for solution. Like if you've been watching previous videos, then you know that it's always like, I'm really emphasizing this. Company that sends out a job ad, it has a problem. It has an issue. And the issue is that they don't have a person who would do a certain job. Okay. And they have a problem. So they send out a job ad. And it's like, hey, we are looking for a solution. So what is your like what is your job? Like what do you need to do? You need to present yourself as a solution. Okay. They are not making you a favor, like doing you a favor, asking you on job interview. No, it's not a favor, and do not act like that. They're looking for a solution, and they somehow see you, as a potential solution. So present yourself as a solution. Not like, oh, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. This is like the best day of my life. You have been, you have invited me for an interview. So I will do everything that you will say just, to get this job. No, don't do that. Okay, so let's see another question. For many companies, work from home became taboo again, and when you ask about it, they consider you lazy. How to ask about remote work without sounding lazy? Oh my God. Okay, sounding lazy. That's I haven't heard about that because I am in contact with really cool employers who actually understand the work-life balance. But it's like it really depends on what kind of job you are working. Yeah, like what kind of job is it about? And it's absolutely okay. It's like if you say, look, you have, for example, I don't know, some extra expenses, that like extra cost that you would need to get to job, like to working space, or usually I'm gonna say like that, yeah. Usually employers, why do they do not let people to work remote? Because they think that they will, yeah, not that they will be lazy. It's just like they will not care because they are afraid, that the job will not be done. So if you say, yeah, I'm really used to work, from my home. Like I've been doing that now for quite a while, and it's amazing. So I know that maybe like your office, doesn't have this kind of policy, but when I really show you that you can depend on me, because, for example, you can mention that, yeah, like you have high level of integrity, you have high level of personal accountability, and you're very authentic. So, if it's possible that in few months or few weeks or whatever, when you were like already collaborating, then if it's possible that you start working from home, or like maybe one day per week or something like that, 2 days per week. So it really depends what kind of policy the company has, but it's always an option to ask, because like you have to keep, like, don't give them yes or no. Just like create a question, like give them the question, ask the question, that it will be like open-ended question, and you give them opportunity to think about it. So it's like, okay, yeah, he or she is very productive, he did this maybe in, like, last few years, last few months, whatever. So yeah, we can try it, I mean, when you will show us that we can depend on you, then it's absolutely no problem. Or they will say no, because we cancel this policy. So I mean, like, the laziness, it doesn't have anything to do with it. It's like, if you present yourself as a solution and you start working, and you are walking your talk, yeah. Because a lot of people, when they are at the job interview, and they're like, yeah, I'm so good, yeah, I'm the best, just hire me, and yeah, we'll be happy forever, happy together forever. And then when they start working, they are not walking their talk. And of course, yeah, like HR people saw a lot of people like that, like a lot of employees, and they don't have high level of trust, which is completely understandable. So it's up to you how you present this. And it's not about like, taking advantage of this opportunity or whatever. It's just, yeah, you're going to be more productive. You're going to be, because you know yourself. Like, who knows yourself better than you? Like, they have no idea who you are. They have no idea how you function. And for example, okay, that's one example that you probably, I don't know if you're familiar, but I'm also working with this really, really cool company called Human Design AI, because I'm using with my recruitment processes, I'm also using Human Design. Human Design is a system that actually really shows like energetic blueprint of a human being, of a person. And, when we are recruiting based on that, it's absolutely magical, because you can first, you have like really high self-awareness about yourself. You get a lot of information, like, oh my god, yes, I really need to work by myself. Oh yes, I really like, in my blueprint, it's better if I work remotely. Or, oh yeah, I need to be involved in the team. Like, you can get all this information. So if you go to Human Design AI, I don't know if you see this, but check Human Design AI here. And you will have an artificial intelligence assistant as well. And you can ask this, like, based on my, like, first you put your information. So it's birth date and location and the hour. And then the Bella, yeah, that's a virtual assistant, human design assistant. And you can ask her, hey, Bella, based on my human design chart, and you can also ask her in your language, but like, based on my human design chart, is it okay? Like, is it better for me if I do remote work, or, do I need to be in the office? And you will get extra information. And you can also ask, at the interview, it's like, hey, like, in my like, all the tests that I made, like, I really saw that I'm more productive when I'm working remotely. So is that going to be a problem? And yeah, like, a lot of HR professionals, they have no idea what is human design, and it's okay. You can absolutely say it in a different way, but it's your awareness. You will have the information. Why do you feel the need to work remotely? Because it's in your soul blueprint, or because it's a trend? Yeah. So yeah, laziness, it's not it's not about that. It's really not about that. It's never the reason. It's just the level of trust they feel. Or it's like, yeah, they want to hide because they don't want to do what they are paid for. This is usually the issue when we are talking about this topic. So okay, I hope that I answered this question. If you have anything else, you can, of course, write. And then what kind of question we can, for example, ask, yeah, about the finances. It's very touchy topic for some people, a touchy question, but it's really important. So like, you don't have to like what my salary will look like, yeah, if you are not comfortable to ask for that. But this, okay, you can just ask like, I did some research, because there are some, you can ask like that, like, I can, hey, HR person, like, I did some research. Based on the research I made, I got the information that the salary range for this position is this and this. Is this also like valid for your job opportunity, for example? Like, you can ask really polite and really professional question, but get instant answers. And if they will say, yeah, 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 that's somewhere in between, cool. So about the details, we will discuss in the next round of interview, so you can tell me more about it, and you will see what the energy will be like. Yeah, but more passion you will show, more interest you will show, more memorable you will be. Yeah, because the people will feel this, like, on the other side of the table or screen. They will feel this energy that you will be radiating. Okay, so what else? We said about goals, we said about finances, about, for example, how your day will look like, about development. Yeah, what kind of question? Like, you can also ask some personal questions if you really would like to know. For example, um, what is yeah, like, if I, for example, move to another town or whatever, yeah, what are the options that we still collaborate, something like that, if something is happening in your life. Like, it's really, really cool if you just put it out there, so it's on the table. Okay, we have another question. I really like the company, but they didn't offer me satisfying paycheck. Any advice on how to negotiate the bigger number or what to do? Yeah, that's another topic, but we can definitely talk about that as well. So basically, my experiences when I was working in a recruitment company, how other companies, like my clients, like, the company's clients were doing it. And it was really shady. I didn't really like that. Yeah, because it was usually like that they started, talking to this candidate, and yeah, it was okay, the job experiences, the energy, everything was cool. And when they asked them, I don't know, maybe it was like the first round of interview or second, I was like, oh, what are your salary expectations? And, that person gave a number, certain number, or like a range of number or whatever. Oh, okay, yeah, we can work with that, blah, blah, blah. And then, it was like the second round of interview, and third, and I don't know, maybe some exercises they needed to do, or some tasks they needed to do. And then finally, yeah, the offer. And, in between the process, they already formed this, I would say, like, relationship or a bond. Yeah, it's like, oh yeah, you are so cool. Oh yeah, you are so cool as well. Yeah, let's do something together. And then they send an offer, and it was lower than the initial number. And when I was talking to people, when I was talking to HR professionals, and they were like, yeah, like, we like him so much, or her so much, and she also likes us. And yeah, we have to start from this, and then we'll see what we'll say, because our aim is that we spend as less money as possible, least money as possible, because yeah, like, they don't want to give him or her, this the money that she or he deserves. And I was like, yeah, but that's shady. Like, why are you doing that? Why you just don't offer what he wanted? And he was like, yeah, but we have to try. So sometimes when I was talking to candidates, I was just like, you know what, this is really disrespectful. I would like, you make up your mind, but if you don't feel it, just ask, or just decline it. Yeah, decline it. Do not accept the offer, because if you think it's disrespectful, if you already, gave the answer, if you already gave this information, and they didn't actually, yeah, they used it like in their own advantage. Yeah, they wasn't really helping you. That's not the right way to start collaborating with somebody. So if you got the offer and the number is not, is not what you expected, you just, yes, like if you've been talking about the number before, then it's like, hey, I think there was a mistake because, I think that we were on the same page from the beginning, and now I see the offer is lower. Why is that? Okay, that's another question. I mean, that's another way how to put it. And they will be like, "Oh yeah, I'm sorry, we didn't see that. Yeah, 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 we're gonna change it." Or it's like, "Yeah, we changed our mind." Da, da, da. And you will see what the attitude will be. But if you got the paycheck, I mean the offer. I don't know if you're already working with them. It's just, yeah, like you ask it's always a transaction. Yeah, you have to value yourself. You have to know how much, not only your work, but you are worth, how much you want to get. How much you want to get. And it doesn't matter if you are a beginner, if you're a junior, if you're a senior, or whatever. You have to know how much you want to get, and the universe will serve you with, maybe if you want to get like 3 times more than this paycheck is, that means that maybe from this company will not get it, but you can create, like you can focus on getting like different, like, various income sources. So I always encourage people and I always help people how to do that, because like whatever money you want to earn in a month, it doesn't have to be only attached, only like connected to this one paycheck that you are getting. But there are so many ways that you can get money. Also with your, with your services, with what you know, with what you do, with what you are. But of course, you have to be willing to do something about it. I'm just saying, like, it's really, really important. It's really important that you know your value, you know your worth. And then when you know your worth, then when you know your value, then you can start negotiating for your paycheck. And if you think that you are not paid enough, then it's never gonna, like, this feeling, it will be just growing. It will be, even more frustrating. So I would really encourage you to just put this on the table. And like if they say no, they say no, whatever. Then you will know that to find another job, to find another opportunity that they will be, paying more. And it's possible. It's possible when you open your mind and your heart to this idea. It's possible, because I can tell you there are a lot of companies out there who are paying good money to good people, to good company, because it's a transaction. Yeah. You have to understand something. When you're talking to HR person, they are sometimes acting like they are giving their own money, like for your paycheck. Yeah, they will need to open their own wallet and give you their own money, but it's never like that. They have company's money. Okay. And if you will be contributing to company that they will earn more money, you can get more money. Like, just have this perspective on it. And really, like, it's really, really funny sometimes when I'm talking to, to HR managers or whatever. They are really acting like they need to grab their own wallet, like from their personal life, and, to give this person their own money, which is not okay. I mean, which is not true. And this attitude and this energy, it's not helping anyone. Like, if they have a certain budget and they cannot spend more money than this, yeah, that's completely understandable. Then you talk about the budget, like, oh yeah, we're just starting with our business, or like our, policy is like this and this and this, and we will not change that. Like, this is the amount. And you can ask, so what is the highest amount that you can get, for this? And like, these are the questions that you can ask. And if they will think, oh, you are so bold or whatever, like, how dare you ask that? Well, sorry, I know my worth. So, like, why I shouldn't ask that? I know my value. So, we are looking for foundation to collaborate, not to be in this yeah, master slave um, position or situation. Okay, like, did I answer this question? about the negotiate the bigger number or what to do. It really depends, like what is the what was the previous conversation? Yeah, what kind of information you already exchanged about the salary, about the offer. Um, I think that's one perspective. I mean, there are probably a lot of different options as well, but it really depends. Like it's this is one way. Okay, perfect. This is one way how you can do it. And yeah, I mean, I really emphasize this, yeah, like inner energy, because a lot, a lot will be said on energy level, on unconscious level, and of course, it will be felt also on the other side. So it's not really. I mean, there it's really important also, like what you are saying, what you are speaking. Like loud loudly, but it's also important what kind of energy you are emitting, and what kind of like what is your intention, what is your purpose, and like what is something that you are not saying. Because if somebody is reading on the other side, if it's a good energy reader, then he or she can pick up stuff that you don't want them to pick up, but yeah, they will. So this is really one cool opportunity. I don't know if maybe in previous videos I already mentioned, but you probably know by now I'm a Heart Math Institute trainer. And I also train people how to prepare for this kind of situations, for example, for job interviews or like business meetings or something like that. So maybe like 2-3 minutes before you start the conversation, or you enter the office or whatever, and just focus on your heart and do like heart focus breathing. It's like when you are breathing, yeah, so basically you are breathing in and you're breathing out, and you imagine that your breath is flowing in and out of your chest area. So basically you are not really focusing on your breath, but you are focusing on your heart. And you are like, you can have your eyes open or you can have your eyes closed. It's just, that you are coming into this, like you create this coherence between your mind and your heart, because we are always so nervous before this kind of interviews, because like our nervous system and everything is like, it's really like like elevated. Everything is so much stronger, and we are nervous, we are afraid. And with heart focus breathing, so it's like, breathe in and breathe out. And every time when you breathe in, you just focus that your breath is flowing in and out of your chest area. Yeah? So when you will be focusing on your heart energy will be expanding, will be growing. And it's really, really cool if, for example, you start like you set an intention. This interview, I want to get this and this and this and this and information, or this interview will be amazing. Yeah. Like they will see me as an amazing candidate, and, I will get this job. Or you can, for example, you can think about something that you really like, because when you are nervous, when you're in this negative emotional state, it's very difficult to just switch, the energy. But you can do some heart focus breathing, and then you can think about something positive, like a person or a thing or situation that you already have in your life, and you are really, really grateful, and you really love him or her, or like that thing or that situation. So basically, like that emotion, that thought that it will trigger this emotion, it can also help you calm down your nervous system, your emotional system. So yeah, before you enter like this conversation or job interview or business meeting, you can also try that. You can Google it, or you can ask ChatGPT, for example, like heart focus breathing, before job interview, and you will get a lot of information. And also on my LinkedIn, if we haven't connected yet, you can find me there, or Facebook, Free Spirit Human Capital. On YouTube, I have a lot of videos as well with different topics. And I'm pretty sure that in one of the topics, I mean, in one of the videos, I'm also mentioning heart focus breathing, or other techniques that you can use before the job interview. So, okay, what kind of question? For example, I would also mention like the dress code. Dress code is sometimes really important in some companies because if you're working like in a corporate environment, it will be, sometimes it will be expected, or it really depends on the industry. But if you are more laid back and you think, oh my god, if they will put me in a dress or in a suit or whatever, I will be so uncomfortable. Is there any way that we can bend this rule or whatever? Like, just ask. Yeah, just ask, because you need to be like, after first interview, based on the awareness, based on the information that you, for example, that you have before the interview. Yeah. Before the interview, you are empowered with some kind of knowledge about, job description, about the company, blah, 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 blah. So you have this picture. Okay, yeah, let's see if we can work together. I want to know this and this and this and this and this and this and this. So after the first round of interview, make sure that you have all this information. Make sure that you ask all the questions, because it's all about conversation. It's a two-way conversation. It's never an FBI style interrogation. Like, you are not a criminal, yeah, that needs to be interrogated. But you just need to be like, the energy needs to get aligned, and it needs to be yeah, this level of trust needs to start, uh building, like, on both sides. It's not only on your side, but also them, because you have to understand something. When you get, like, when you go to the job interview, like when you are at the job interview, you are also in position to choose. It's not only them. Yeah, they have money and they can solve all your problems, yeah, because you have to pay rent or whatever. But, like, you have to understand, you are also in position to choose. Like, you are always in position to choose. And it's always good to set an intention that you will choose if they are good enough for you. Okay? My biggest insecurity is asking about days off and how I get to use them. How can I already ask this during an interview, as I really love to travel spontaneously? Well, that's amazing. That's amazing, because this is really important question. It's like, look, my way of living is that I really like to travel spontaneously. So is there any way that I can fulfill this purpose? Like, and I can continue with this if we will be collaborating. I can take my laptop with me, or whatever, and I can do some tasks, but I will not be able to come into the office if I will be traveling. Like, is there any way to find a solution? If they will say, no, are you crazy? Then you will know, like, yeah, so are you willing to give up your way of living, or your passion, or they will understand you as a person? This is also why I'm mentoring HR people, to really understand people as individuals, as somebody like who has their own values, their own way of living, their own energetic blueprint, and they have to see them as a human being, not only human doing. And this is really cool question. And you can ask about the days off, because it will, like, you have to understand also something. Yeah, you have the right to have the day off, but it's just the distribution of those days. So it's just, the way, how, like, when will you be able to take those days off? Because sometimes people are like, oh yeah, I don't really care. I just care that, in summer I can take 2 weeks off and that's it. Yeah. But you are not like that. You have different lifestyle. And this is your superpower. If you will get to work in a company, if you will have a chance to contribute your energy, in the company that really values this, like authenticity, and like this innovative way of living, and like adventurous spirit, then of course it's amazing. But you will never know that if you don't ask. Because if you don't ask, the answer will always be no. Okay. Okay, we have another question. I have tattoos, but they are not visible when I'm wearing long sleeves. Summer is coming up. How do I ask if they have policy against it? Oh, that's also a good question. Look, let me show you. I have a tattoo. I have another tattoo. I have a huge tattoo on my back, and I have one on my leg. Okay. So when I was working in a company, a corporate, I was a corporate recruiter. Yeah. And it was summer. I was like, oh shit, like they cannot see my back tattoo. They cannot see my back tattoo. And but I was already like really really good at what I did, so I didn't really care. Like I just put my, like when I was putting my dress on, and like the whole tattoo on my back was visible, and I enter my office, and they're like, oh, I didn't know you have a tattoo. And I was like, yeah, is that a problem? No, 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 it's okay. But like if you want to ask, like, like before, you can, of course, because if you have a tattoo, like you cannot scratch it off or whatever, it's a part of you. So yeah, you can, like, if you are at the job interview, of course you can tell them, like, but do not put yourself in this position like, oh, I'm so afraid, I have a tattoo, what you will say. No, just like, yeah, I have a really, like, few really nice tattoos. Like, do you think would that be a problem, like in your workplace? Like, should I cover them, or it's okay? Like, because I'm pretty sure like a lot of people, they have tattoos. Just make it normal. This is not some taboo topic. Like, seriously, I'm working with a lot of worldwide companies, and tattoos is like it's completely normal. So don't worry about it, but ask. Yeah, if you are like, if you really want to know what is their policy about it, or what are their thoughts about it, just ask. Okay. How to handle a situation when we don't know the answer to an interview question and we don't want to look unprepared? I don't know. I don't know. You know what? Say, wow, you really, if I tell you the truth, I really don't know the answer to this question, but I can look it up and I can tell you, a little bit later, or something, because I don't know is a valid answer. It's so much worse if you pretend to know something, and then then you mess up everything because you get caught up in your own lie. You just say, yeah, I mean, if I tell you the truth, I really don't know the answer to this question. I was like, oh my God, like this is really, yeah, you really surprised me with this question. Like, can I get a day or two to get this answer for you? Because I really don't know at this point. And yeah, you don't have to apologize. Like, because you cannot read their mind. You cannot know what they will ask you. Just, like, gain information that you have, or like say, oh, based on the research that I made, this answer, I really didn't see this answer, like I really don't know the answer to this question because I really didn't pick up this information. Or would you be willing to tell me, or like, would you be so kind and tell me, so I will know. Yeah, just play with question, play with answers, and everything will be okay. I can guarantee you. Okay. Um, so I really like this question. I'm just reading this. Um, okay. Okay. I don't know if there are, yeah, there's another question that it can be really uncomfortable or whatever. But for example, for young families or young moms, yeah, if you are a mom, or if you want to plan a family in next few years or whatever, this is your personal thing. Like, seriously, you are not, like, it's not how can I say, you are not obliged, or how to explain that, like it's not necessary for you to discuss about this stuff or to be afraid about this stuff. I mean, you can always ask, but like your personal stuff should be your personal stuff. And if you're not comfortable with answers, like with questions that they are asking you can also say, but of course in a in a right energy. Like, you can also say, I'm sorry, you know what, I apologize, but I'm really not comfortable to ask this question. I mean, to answer this question, because I wasn't really thinking about it. It's like, or I think this is something that me and my husband need to talk about, and then I can answer this question. So it's like, don't get caught up in this kind of situation when you will be uncomfortable about personal questions. But you can ask, for example, oh yeah, are pets allowed? Because I have a dog or I have a cat or whatever. Okay, cats, you're probably not gonna bring cats to your workplace, but still, it's like if you have a dog, is this like dog friendly environment, or do you have any, I don't know, events that you are organizing that I can help with? Or wow, I was working on this really cool project, I don't know, like last year or whatever. Like, is there any way that I can use these skills as well? Just play with it and make it happen, that everything that it will be happening, that it will be in your advantage. Because you are there to get answers, you are there to empower yourself, and you are there to have the power to make that next step and to make a decision that is, of course, aligned um, in your highest purpose. So that is aligned with you, like what is the best for you. Okay, oh my God, it's only 5 minutes left. So yeah, I mean, if there are no more questions, we can wrap this up. Um, I will still wait for a few minutes, but like I already mentioned, I mean, we can connect on LinkedIn, yeah, and you can also find me on YouTube, on Instagram, on Facebook, and I'm collaborating with quite a lot of really, really cool projects, which is, for example, Human Design AI, and then is Octopus Movement. You have to check that out because we are really active. We are talking about non-linear career path, because this is also one of the topic that we will discuss in one of our future. I'm pretty sure there is an agenda, or maybe I will just mention, when HR people get the CV, or company owners or whatever, and the linear, like the career path of a candidate is not linear. So it's not like, oh yeah, I started this, and then it's just like progressing in the same direction in the same industry or whatever. But it's more like this, yeah, and like this, and sometimes you are here and then you go down and then you go to different industry and this and this, and this is called non-linear career path. And non-linear career path, it really tells about a person, but prejudices and like all the like assumptions that we were taught, like that HR people were taught, is like, oh, he's unreliable, oh, this is wrong, something wrong with him, oh yeah, he cannot make up his mind. This is, again, bullshit, because non-linear path, it's a result of a non-linear thinker, and non-linear thinking is the future of business, of the world. I can assure you that. So the Octopus Movement, you can check out that as well. I'm one of the founding members, and if you want to become a member, is also really, really cool, and share this energy. Okay, so I don't think that there are more questions. uh Okay. Well, thank you very much for. Okay, great. Thank you very much for your energy, for your attention, for your time. This video, I'm pretty sure it will be also available on YouTube at some point. And if you would like to hang out in virtual way, or exchange some information or whatever, you can find me in all these channels that I mentioned before. Otherwise, I wish you amazing solar eclipse. I don't know if you're familiar, but today is very, very powerful day. So set the intention, just make your manifestation a reality. And yeah, everything is magic. Everything is magic. Also, job hunting and recruiting. Take care, and I wish you a fantastic week. And I'll see you next month. Bye.